You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
And this is Saturday, December the 29th, and you have entered the last overtime of 2012, where tonight we bring closure to one of the busiest work weeks on our calendar. Now, over the last 3 days, the KHQA sports team has brought you highlights from 27 basketball games spread over 7 different holiday hoops tournaments, not to mention one wrestling super duel for good measure. But the heavy lifting wasn't done. We had championships and trophies to quest after today, starting with the Quincy schools. And let's start with Quincy Notre Dame at the State Farm Classic as we speak. 3 minutes left in this ball game, and the Raiders' hopes of defending their title from last season are fading fast as Rockford Lutheran now has a 53-39 lead. Again, 3:27 left in the ball game. We will update you with a final score when this thing goes final, likely during the middle of this show. So we'll get to the Raiders in a second. How about the Blue Devils? We'll start you off with semifinal action today at Collinsville, taking on the host squad. Surprisingly enough, a winner in upset fashion over Chatham Glenwood. Early on, Martin Kvitli off to the good start in this one. His fadeaway falls, making it 5-2 Blue Devils. More right here. Cole Abbey with a miss, but there's Jason Sauron cleaning up nicely on the boards and scoring to extend the Blue Devil lead to 7-2. But the quarter would belong to Cole Abbey after that. He takes one all the way to the hoop for the layup there, and Cole Abbey had found his confidence level, and when he does that, the Blue Devils are tough. Oh, the alley-oop move, that's good this time. Mason Fairley, great pass. It's Abbey with a connection. First quarter winding down. How about Abbey for the 3 right there? Quincy High up at that point, 21-10. Abbey with 15 points. The Devils do go cold in the second quarter, and Collinsville gets back into this thing. Philando Wilkinson couldn't miss as the K-Hawks climb all the way back into the game, but Quincy High weathers the storm, hanging in there. Mason Fairley going to come up with a big and one right here on the take, fighting through contact, and that kind of reverses things as the Blue Devils would lead 27-25 at the half. The K-Hawks would come out flat in the third quarter. Sean Taylor's team taking full advantage. Mason Fairley again. Pretty jumper for the future Lindenwood baseball player. That's his pitch. He made it, and it was good. More to come right here. This time, it's Fairley playing dish, assisting to Luka Radovic, who knocks down the 2. 37-32 Blue Devils at that point. They're not done yet. Connor Mellon going strong to the hole. Little scoop shot is good enough. It's 41-32 at that point. The Blue Devils leading. They are going to win going away as Cole Abbey ends up with 23 points on the day, 15 in the first half. The Blue Devils look sensational in the afternoon session to advance to the championship game against a very tall order, East St. Louis. We knew it would be tough. The Blue Devils start off ice cold in this game. They were down 17-4 before you could blink. Made a nice comeback in the second quarter, but to no avail. Despite the heroics later in the day of both Martin Kvitli and Cole Abbey, the Blue Devils fall, have to settle for second place. But what a great showing for them, a team that went into this tournament unseeded. Sean Taylor's team still building some momentum heading forward. Speaking of teams gathering momentum, how about the Griggsville Perry Tornadoes, who go 4-0 this week at the Carrollton tournament? This was a team that was kind of in disarray coming in. Todd Bradshaw couldn't figure out why his team hadn't quite put it together. They certainly put it together this week. Their biggest win of all, the red letter victory coming tonight against Carrollton at Carrollton, which is tough to do against the Jeff Crumwitty team. Final count in this one, 82-69. Look at the Tornadoes, a team that's going to turn things around, and a team later this coming up this winter, which will host their own regional. It's a loaded regional, but all of a sudden, Griggsville Perry looks very, very dangerous. And speaking of dangerous teams, the Jacksonville Crimsons, what a great morning for them as they beat Chicago Marist in the semifinals of the Centralia tournament, 54-43. Peyton Dugan leading the way in that game with 13 points. Jacksonville would go to the championship game, which just completed moments ago down in Centralia, and loses do the Crimsons to a really good Cahokia team, 65-58. But again, a strong showing across the board for the Crimsons. Well, we will have a champion no matter what at the MVIT. It would either be Payson or Unity, the rematch of the 2011 championship game. First quarter, Cody Hildebrand starts the game with 5 quick points. This is what he does. Getting away from everybody, so strong. Reminds me a little bit in build of Dan Marley. Thunder Dan, if you remember him. Great play right there. More from Hildebrand. The 3 right there made it 5-0 Payson. The Mustangs, though, do what they do. They're scrappy and they respond. Andrew Doyle, look at this. 3 different times he's going to chase that down. That's just pure hustle. He had himself a really nice tournament. So too did his teammate Lane Davis, who was named tournament MVP. Huge the other night, good tonight as well. Lance Bulig, though, trying to answer back the sniper for Payson with the long 2 there. Will Klusmeyer, though, he had answers as well, countering right here with a 15-footer. That's good. Bulig coming right back. This game back and forth all the way to the final buzzer in this one as Bulig works the give and go to perfection. But Klusmeyer and the Mustangs having none of it. Keith Carruthers' team just showing great hustle, moxie, and grit tonight. Klusmeyer good, Doyle good, Lane Davis good, Unity good for a victory tonight on their home floor. That has got to be incredibly satisfying for the Mustangs as they win the MVIT Championship 56-55. Our congratulations to that rising Unity Mustang team. Meanwhile, in the third place game tonight, interesting showdown as well. Southeastern Liberty going at it back and forth. This game had that kind of tempo as well. Connor Wolf puts Liberty up 1 in the third right here, knocking down the wide open jumper. But at the other end, one of the sneakiest and one of the more emergent scorers in our area, that's Ryan Slater. Gets inside, scores right there. He just does all the little things that help make the Suns one of the more improved teams in the area. Other end, Ike Murphin drawing the offensive glass right here, and that's a bucket, a Band-Aid, and a 3-point play for the big fella as he goes hard all the time. Good stuff for him. Liberty went up by 3 after that, but Alex Thompson would tie this game up at 45 with a 3 there. The next possession, who else? Mr. Slater, if you please. Going to find a 3 from that very same spot to put the Suns up on top. The Eagles trying to battle back. They do not want to be upset in this game. Cody Leapley comes up with the steal underneath and eventually throws this ball back up and in. Liberty still down 3 at this point, but the Suns had enough in the engine and enough in the tank to put this away. Shea Flessner and 1 getting the job done. Upset winners, maybe, maybe not, but Southeastern looks good in getting the victory tonight. 62-53 to take 3rd place in that tournament. Meanwhile, in the 5th place game, Biggsville West Central a winner over Q&D's JV squad, 84-49. And nice to see West Prairie get untracked in the 7th place game tonight, beating BPCA 58-48. I think that West Prairie team is going to be a little better than people think. It's kind of got some real talent, so they're starting to get there. So nice to see them playing pretty well. Let us take you to the 5th place game today at the Waverly Invitational. Gail Thurman's team trying to come out of this deal with a trophy, playing that 11 o'clock game. Tough going in the early going in this game, or tough sledding, I should say, but right there, that's Brant Long with the jumper, and then from the very same spot, the other big, Dylan Jones, trying to get his team into this game. They're down 4 at this point. All of a sudden, though, Cooper Ekus and Auburn explodes. Ekus fueling a big run in this game that extended the margin at halftime to 10. It was 27-17 at the break. Brent Long, though, just trying to do everything he could in his power to keep his team alive. Nice bucket there for the big fella, all 6'7" of him. Very smooth. Second half, Ryan Lindsay, boy, he's going to come up with a long 3 here, but after that, things just turned in a hurry and turned ugly for the Route Rockets as they end up losing this game to a really good Auburn team led by Wes Copeland. You will see him with a pretty spinorama move right here to help his team take the trophy. Auburn had a pretty good run through this thing, upset number 1 Waverly to start this thing off, and they get the win. 52-37 was your final for Auburn in this ball game. Also on the day, later in the day, West Central rebounds from the loss to North Mac to beat Lutheran 55-43. Hunter Bettis leading the way. Boy, West Central's balanced. It's somebody different every single game. Bettis with 20 points in the day. By the way, if you're wondering, Athens ended up beating North Mac handily for the title in this event. So congratulations to Athens, who were your champions of the Waverly Tournament Invitational. Always one of the more fun holiday tournaments around. Now we go to Missouri because we've got that too. The Highland Tournament starting off tonight. Clark County fans, oh, they were all amped to see their team against South Shelby. Clark County, a really good dark horse in this tournament. However, South Shelby had other ideas trying to stop them. It's the big fellow, one of the best offensive linemen around, Hadley Roberts, the sophomore, taking the strong move there and the bucket. Other end, Luke Ross. Boy, was he a monster in this game there. Strong take from the big defensive end. Good stuff from him. Then Javen Ray separating. All these guys are football players for Clark County. That explains the athleticism. This would have made a good football game, and it did earlier this season. Javen Ray, as I said, with the take. Then Rye Hunziker coming free right here for the short jumper, or just short of the 3-pointer. That's a long 2. Take it however you want. Trying to answer back down, it's Ryan Mays, and South Shelby had a couple of nice takes in this third quarter, or second quarter, I should say, trying to get his team back into this thing. Austin Egley having none of it. The quarterback, the outstanding All-Stater, showing off the speed right there on the offensive glass with the putback. Mays trying to answer back. His team down 4 at this point. Well, South Shelby just wouldn't go away until Luke Ross decided he was going to put them away. Ross on the day was 16 points. He was a man-child, a beast on the interior. just cleaning up everywhere, offensive glass, posting up, doing what he wanted to. Big fella was unstoppable and pretty much imposed his will on anyone who got in his way. Luke Ross and Clark County advance on into the semifinals with the win today. 63-53 was your final there. Meanwhile, Palmyra and Macon going at it. This was a strange and highly competitive game early. Macon not with a great record early on, but they would compete. But first off, it's Basil Keller right here. He'd miss the bunny, but come back strong with his own putback off the offensive glass. Little scoop shot works for him. Macon, though, had the early lead in this game. A lot of it was defense. This is Brendan Watts with a great block right there. And at the other end, he's going to find Craig Smith wide open eventually. Tic-tac-toe passing. Gets Craig Smith the ball, and I'll tell you what, Macon had a 4-point lead at this point. They're not done. Macon looking to try to extend, taking advantage of Palmyra's a little bit of a cold start. There's John Murray, the pump fake, and it works to perfection for him as he clears some space for himself. A little bit later, it's the aforementioned Brendan Watts again. He's going to come free as this ball eventually in the scrums becomes his, and he's going to pop that down. And then Tyrone Walker creating after some great defense on one end by Macon. The defensive rebound at the other end, Tyrone Walker going to create for the big fella. And boy, Macon's got some big athletic guys in the Kothi brothers. This time it's Trey who's going to finish right here. Macon with the lead at the end of the first quarter. Palmyra, though, about to get back into this thing with a big second quarter. Caleb Kaiser right here with the steal and the hard take. He's going to miss it, but Brock Butler is there to clean things up. Butler on the day with 20 points, including the scoop shot there. Then it's Trevor Meny going to get into the act as well. Meny with 21 points on the day as Palmyra got their guards going. Again, every time I see these guys, they get off to a bit of a cold start, and then they erase it. That's just how explosive this team is. Meny with a great take there. Then Jordan Nutt, he's going to work it right here. Just a mid-range jumper and just a right-handed soft shot that falls for him very gently. Brock Butler also back into the scheme of the highlights here with a 3 as well. And then Trevor Meny finishing things off as Palmyra eventually pulls away nicely to win by 14. 74-60 was your final in that ball game. One more for you tonight from this outstanding Highland tournament. We've got Knox County and we've got Highland going at it early on. Highland down a couple of starters being sat out for disciplinary reasons. Knox County trying to take advantage. Look at the Lee tag pass right there to Royce Poor, who was wide open. Back the other direction, though, Jack Nyson taking advantage of the start. Great scoop shot for that young man. Very impressed with his skills. Hadn't seen him much, but in isolation tonight looked really good. Andrew Hunhold going to answer for Knox County, which would build the early lead. Hunhold with the 3 right there. Then it's Royce Poor again, doing what Royce Poor does, cleaning up, coming wide open on the backdoor cut, and getting free. Highland, though, just wouldn't go away. Didn't matter who wasn't playing. It was all about who was. Chris Sparks outside with the 3. Then Donovan Edwards going to go to work and answer him for Knox County. As Knox County, boy, it's 2 Donovan Edwards buckets here for the price of 1. The little scoop shot that goes, and then he's going to play some nice defense immediately on the ensuing possession. Take the ball floor length and get the larceny and the layup at the other end. That was good stuff from him, but just too much of Highland in the second half. Just a blowout run where they absolutely blew the doors off Knox County. And part of it was the great play of Jack Nyson, who you see right here as Highland gets the win on its home floor and beats Knox County in similar fashion to the same way it beat Knox County earlier this month, 62-48, with a very big second half. And we, my friends, are just warming up here on the Big Overtime Show. When we come back, Western Illinois continues to build on one of the best starts in 2 decades. Almost 3 decades now. It is 3 decades now. We'll show you highlights of a big win for the Leathernecks coming up next.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. We just went final in Bloomington. The news isn't very good for QD as you assumed, although the Raiders made a late run to make it more interesting as QD loses in the finals of the small school class at the State Farm Classic 57-51 to a very good Rockford Lutheran team. So the Raiders settle for second place, but first place last year, second place this year. That's none too shabby, my friends. Let us move on now and talk about a program with newfound momentum, emphasis on the Mo part of that equation. Western Illinois entered tonight's home date with IPFW, the Mastodons, riding a 6-game win streak and playing incredibly solid basketball, and there was no sign of erosion in that tonight. Ceola Clark and company taking care of the Dons and doing it almost from the opening tip of this ball game. Western Illinois looked really, really sharp in this game, and it will start off with Adam Link coming free off the assist from Ceola Clark. That combination not quite done yet. Adam Link just getting free with himself in the first quarter. This time going to attack baseline, and if you're going to give it to him, why not throw down hard? Oh my goodness, good stuff from him, but we're not done with Adam Link, not by a long shot. How about more Adam Link slammage and damage at the other end? 3 slam dunks in the quarter of about 10 minutes. These guys are fun to watch on top of everything else. By the way, Link with 16 points tonight, so too Jack Helpt, who had 16 points, including the 3 right here to help his team extend their lead at that point over the Dons to 10 points. They're not done yet. Ceola Clark from the outside knocking down the wide open jumper, and then Jordan Foster bringing the ball up when Ceola Clark was on the bench, doing a nice job running the point in his own right. Bank shot is good. Western Illinois is now off to their best start since 1980-1981 by virtue of a 10-3 start, winning tonight at home 62-50. Also nice to see a big crowd of about 2,000 on hand at Western Hall, so things are kind of warming up there. If you get a chance, go see these guys play. They are fun to watch, very, very disciplined and very, very defensive oriented, as you can see by the scores. But I'll tell you what, they will give you their share of highlights as well. Let us do some men's college basketball tonight. The news good for Illinois College, which was at home against, as you can tell, vastly overmatched North Park. Nathan Kohler with a team high and a game high 27 points as the Blue Boys dispatch with North Park. Also today on the road at the Columbia College Invitational, Culver Stockton takes out William Woods to advance to the championship game that will be up against the host school Columbia College tomorrow night. Culver Stockton wins that game 73-63. Marshawn Norris with another big game, 18 points, and if memory serves, I think he had 6 assists on top of that as well. So he looked very good as well. One college women's score to pass along. John Wood women felled today by Lakeland. Final in that game was 77-74. Brianna Hawthorne with 28 points in the loss for the Lady Blazers. How about the Quincy High Blue Devils girls team, red hot in Jefferson City, trying to win a championship game, and they're 6th straight, taking on a very good Benton team. And early on in this game, it is Miss Jordan Fletcher. You can't leave her, even at 6'2", wide open atop the key, because she has that in the repertoire. Here comes Benton, though, Deja Bernard, and she is a good one. Great drive and the great take at the other end. Quincy High powerless to stop her. Still, the Blue Devils working it. Araya Dade with the steal, the larceny, and the layup at the other end. Dade's not done yet. She's going to play distributor as well as her dad looks on and encourages his team to get its offense rolling, and they do right there as it is Jordan Fletcher again taking one to the hoop strong, but Benton had too many answers in this game. Lindsey Doolin going to take the pass right here, put it off the glass, and seal the fate of the Blue Devils. Still, 5 straight wins. The loss today hurts, obviously, 48-26. But the Blue Devils show up very, very strong, take 2nd place in a pretty good tournament, and clearly this is a team showing great signs of newfound momentum in its own right. Nice to see these girls winning and winning well. Let us move on to the scoreboard today. Lady Tiger Classic wrapping up tonight. Your championship game. Taylor McClintock and Illini Bluffs get it done. The All-Stater big as well. I will assume she was your Terry Kennedy Award winner as the MVP, though I haven't seen that information yet. She should have been. Obviously, she's fantastic. As Illini Bluffs wins tonight over Canton, 62-57 was your final there. More girl scores in the 3rd place game. Strange ball game, but a great result for the West Central Lady Cougars. Brian Bettis' team with its best ever finish in this tournament, believe it or not, 3rd place. But West Central didn't lead until the final minute of this game, coming back to beat Havana 41-39. Late bucket, late win for West Central, but a team that kind of found its groove at the right time. Another team that's very dangerous going into the new year. Do we have some other scores for you to pass along? We do. Illini West today, finishing 4-1 in this tournament. Probably could have been 5-0 if they got the call at the end of the game. They should have. Beating West Hancock 55-35 was your final there. So a great tournament had by all today, and thanks to the good folks in Beardstown for all their hospitality. And we will be back with more overtime after this, including your Con Communications Connection, your last one of the year, coming up next. Welcome back, everybody. This is the time on Overtime where we unveil our latest and our last for this month, Con Communication Connection for December. Here's the deal. We put up 4 outstanding sports couplings for your perusal, and at the end of the month, you get a chance to vote for the best of the lot, which you can do beginning this week. And as an incentive to vote, anyone who participates in the process by going to connecttristates.com becomes eligible to win a prize package from Con Communication. It's a nice one. So our last offering comes from a guy who's been honored here before this season, although it was for football. This time around for basketball. We take you to the semifinal for the Consolation Championship at the big showdown at Macomb Western this week, and that is Douglas Weiss to beat the buzzer. Look at the contortion this kid makes to hit this shot, and it was absolutely ridiculous, but he's a much better athlete than the rest of us. Unbelievable stuff from Douglas Weiss. He is your final nominee for the month. Again, later this week, we will post all 4 of your nominees. I encourage you to vote. If your winner doesn't win, doesn't matter. We draw at random, and you have a chance to win a fabulous prize package from Con Communication. It is certainly worth doing that. Again, go to connecttristates.com. I'd say on Monday, actually on Tuesday because of the holiday. Let's say Wednesday just to be safe because of the holiday. Go on Wednesday, have a chance to vote all the way through the end of the week, and then we'll pick a winner and announce it right back here next week on Overtime. By the way, want to mention some wrestling for you tonight. Congratulations to Quincy Notre Dame, which finished second as a team at the 16-team Argento Oriana Invite. Easy for me to say. 3 weight class champions. No surprise who they are. At 120 pounds, Darren Stevens. At 138 pounds, Gage Stevens. At 195 pounds, Jeffrey Haley. All go undefeated in this tournament. By the way, need to give a shout out, though, to 2 emerging, really rising wrestlers for Q&D who posted second place finishes at 113, Riley Geising, and at 160, Blake Schutte, both who had second place finishes. So great showing overall for the Raiders.